What's going on, everybody? This is Bernie here from Fusion Corp Live, coming back at you with a wrestling kind of what did we learn video. This is going to be around 5 minutes, hopefully, I pray. But let's get right into it. The first thing that we've learned is that it's going to be Lesnar versus Strowman at No Mercy. We saw this build up from the Fatal 4-Way match they had at SummerSlam, and we'll see where it goes from there. I don't know if they're going to decide to put the title on Braun Strowman, but the way it's been built, with Lesnar getting his butt whooped the whole time, I'm assuming that Lesnar's just going to come out at No Mercy and beat up Braun Strowman. Maybe it'll be something different, but who knows? We'll see where that one goes there. Another thing that was really important was John Cena is now on Raw. We kind of had a feeling about this going into SummerSlam, the way he just kind of destroyed Corbin on his way to here. Kind of wish Cena would have put over Corbin in a beatdown, but it is what it is with that one. John Cena's come to Raw to beat up a certain someone, and we later find out with no time wasted that it was Roman Reigns, with the crowd really booing both of them the whole time, and at times saying, both of you suck, which is a little bit funny because it started off with Angle introducing Cena. When they introduce Angle, they say, you suck, and then they go to John Cena sucks, and then they go to both you suck when Roman Reigns comes out. Of course, they didn't want to make it any awkward on the mic and get this much heat. So, of course, they brought out The Miz, who's a great talker. Talks about how, this is what a full Barclays Center arena feels like because there was issues that the crowd was having trouble getting into the arena due to security. And that's a goof on WWE's part. They should have made it easier. And, of course, Miz getting a babyface cheer because, the company really wants Roman Reigns to be the guy, to be the babyface. They probably the cheer that Braun Strowman gets is the kind of the cheer they wanted Roman to get. But unfortunately, well, not really unfortunately, but the reality is that people like Braun Strowman because he's not forced down our throat. And of course, this led to Samoa Joe coming out and introducing himself to John Cena and Roman Reigns, saying that he's beaten Roman before, but he hasn't had the pleasure of beating John Cena, which is sort of kind of like a mini dream match that I think that maybe could be a WrestleMania match with putting Joe over. I'm hoping that's what the case is because he's not getting any younger. He's already an old wrestler in terms of his age, and I just want to see him succeed. And then another thing that we got to was it looks like it's going to be a Rollins and Ambrose versus the Hardy Boys at No Mercy. We might see that. Because their match last night was really good, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was something that kind of I was not expecting because, I don't know, it was just, I didn't really think the dynamic would work, but after watching it, I'm really invested in it, and I think this is where the Hardys will turn broken. It was evident last night when they started using the mannerisms and the words of the broken one, but it will now be probably called Awoken to get around the broken gimmick, and so I enjoyed that a lot. We also got Sasha Banks celebrating her WWE Championship victory, but Alexa Bliss comes out. They cut a little nasty promo here and there. They're setting up their match for next week at Memphis. And another thing that kind of made me upset about last night's Raw was that Emma got buried again. She had a little backstage segment where she was with Dana Brooke talking about how she started the Women's Revolution. It should be her versus Sasha. She should have the women's championship around her belt. And she also talked bad about Nia, saying that, Nia was really nothing. But of course, Nia being behind her with that gimmick, that's what happened there. And, I'm a little frustrated with that because I think Emma's a great wrestler. I really love that hashtag give Emma a chance because they should give her a chance as another woman on the company that can wrestle and is really good at it. But of course, they only want 4 women at the same time. They don't want to expand the roster and make it possible for anybody to be anybody. So that's really it from there. And another thing is this Jason Jordan thing isn't working out very well. I'm looking at it. He had a decent match with Finn Balor. Finn Balor and Jason Jordan have a great dynamic together. But Jason Jordan is getting probably the worst reaction that a wrestler could get, and that's no reaction. And I think the WWE kind of goofed up on that. They haven't picked up on it, and they're kind of like stalling with him, which is not very good if you have the storyline being Kurt Angle's son. And it's also another thing where Finn Balor's just kind of in purgatory where we don't know what's going to happen to him. He's still kind of just chilling. in the back, not really doing anything in terms of getting a championship opportunity anywhere, whether it's the IC title or it's the Universal Championship, which he's rightfully deserving of because he has yet to lose it on his own accord. But we'll see it goes from there. And another thing that we just kind of learned was that I think it's going to be Roman and The Miz battling for the IC title, where John Cena is going to take on... I'm not really sure what John Cena is going to be doing here. I'm looking at it. I've seen the rumors that it's going to be a champion versus championship match at WrestleMania between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, which is just kind of bleh. Like, what? No one really wants to see that, but you know how WWE is with their wrestlers, especially Roman Reigns. That's just the reality of it. I think that's probably going to be happening. So, like I said earlier, it's probably going to be John Cena versus Samoa Joe at WrestleMania, which will be, I think, a fantastic match because I like the way Samoa Joe wrestles, and he can also cut fantastic promos, and I'd love to see the promo battle between John Cena and Samoa Joe, especially when John Cena's into it, because I felt like last night he was too much of a goofball. He just kind of came off as like, oh, look at me, I'm the funny guy. But, you know, when you're with Samoa Joe, you got to be serious, and I think that's what Samoa Joe will bring out of John Cena is a very good promo battle, which I'm hoping they both take serious. But that's really all we learned from Raw. I'd like to thank you guys again for listening to this video. I'm going to try and put one of these out after on Monday and Tuesday for the Raw and SmackDown. And let me know if you guys want to do any NXT stuff. You know, I think NXT is probably in the most interesting point that they're in right now, especially with Adam Cole and the Red Dragons. So I want to see where NXT goes from there. But like I said, this is Bernie from Fusion Corp. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.